There's no such thing as a typical countryside stewardship applicant. The really good thing about the scheme, it's flexible enough to work for nearly every farming type. It is a bit more difficult to get it on an intensive grassland farm. Our view here at the project is there's probably not enough research being done to exactly what's needed for that. But for arable or mixed farming, it works, it fits, and the reason every applicant is different and there's no typical thing is because you can tailor it to suit your own farming business.
I don't think there is necessarily. It suits different people in different ways, and there's the flexibility within the scheme to approach it whichever way is right for the farm.
Oh, I said there's no such thing. No such thing, really. I think it's like I said before, it depends on the farm and the farmer, and you can go from fairly little, but actually, or perhaps interested in something very specific, to someone who's keen to take it all on, really.
First off, it would be your previous agri-environment scheme holder. So somebody who's been the old, possibly ESA, come into the old countryside stewardship, come through environmental stewardship, and they're now coming to the end of their agreement and looking for the next opportunity. That would be the sort of natural fit. But we're also seeing potentially a new audience, those who were ELS, when their ELS finished several years ago, sitting there looking at bits of land that were in the scheme and thinking, I should be getting some better benefit from this. And then those who are waking up, looking at the new era, thinking, I haven't been in stewardship before, but now's a really good time to start looking at it.
I don't think anybody would say as a typical farmer. I certainly don't think there's such a thing as a typical farmer. So there isn't such a thing as a typical applicant. Of course there isn't. Every farm's different, every farmer's different, and therefore stewardship needs to work for, needs to work for folk who are different, and it needs to work for you. I think there's probably enough flexibility in the scheme that you can choose options that suit you, but I think it also makes the process more convoluted and more complex, but that shouldn't be a bad thing necessarily. What we need to do is make sure it's as streamlined as possible, so that actually there is something in it for everybody, and actually on your farm there are options that suit you, that are interesting to you, that you can commit to and kind of engage with.
Oh, I don't think you can say that there is one. We've worked here at FWAG with everybody really, from farmers in the uplands who may be 50 acres, third or fourth generation, people in their 80s who don't have a computer, sometimes don't even have a mobile phone, and we've helped them through to successful stewardship agreements, and then all the way through the spectrum to, large agri-businesses who've got thousands of hectares and they're arable and they're very intensive. So I wouldn't say there's a typical farm or a typical farmer at all. There's, I think there's something in it for everyone, really.